Got in there. Tim Kelly had a linebacker for Lebanon. Hammond, one of those linebackers. More and more changes ready to be made on this next snap.
4th down and 2 for the Cavaliers. They will run a fake as rolling to the right and incomplete is Shipley's pass. So with 1 minute and 3 seconds remaining in the ball game, the Blue Devils will get the ball on the 29-yard line of the Cavaliers.
Joe Freer providing the defensive coverage on the far side of the field for Lebanon. And now the struggle is to get an offense out there and just to find who on that bench has not played and make sure those kids get an opportunity to get in there tonight and get a little playing time.
Well, C will be in at fullback. That Damian C. It will be Titus Kelly, the tailback. John Griffin is the quarterback. The tight end is Michael Reeder. And as a wide receiver on the left side will go Josh Harding. As 1 minute and 3 remain in the ball game, and now timeout called by the Blue Devils. We'll take one as well and be back in just a moment.
Back at Lebanon High School, and the football game has come down to 1 minute and 3 seconds, and I believe we'll just take a knee from here on out.
1st and 10 for the Blue Devils. Griffin, nope, straight up the middle to C. 2-yard gain as he fights his way down to the 27-yard line and inside of it. 55 seconds remain as C will get up. Probably one more play left in the ball game as Griffin looks over at his head coach, and he's simply being told, stand there for a while.
Trying to run this clock out and just get away and put an end to this thing. 44-7, and it has been a nightmare for Cookeville tonight.
2nd down and 8. C again up the middle to the 25-yard line. 23 seconds to go in the ball game, and that should do it. As the clock will count down, your final score of tonight's ball game: the Lebanon Blue Devils 44, the Cookeville Cavaliers 7. And Tommy, I assume you and Terry will be back with stats and wrap up, and John will have the post-game interview with Coach Dillard.
That's the plan. We'll be back after this timeout.
You're watching Blue Devil football on Lebanon Cablevision Channel 3.
The post-game show with head coach Bob Dillard and your field reporter, John Bryant.
You're watching Lebanon High School football right here on Cable Channel 3. And you know why? Because the Devils made us do it.
Hello, this is John Bryan on the field with Coach Bob Dillard for the post-game show, brought to you by Steve Jones, Century 21 Macon Realty, Tim Bennett Insurance, College Street Church of Christ Youth Ministry, Greg Brothers Car Wash, and Chum's Convenience Stores. We'd like to thank our sponsors for hosting and sponsoring the post-game show with Bob Dillard. Coach, you got Morgan down here with you again tonight.
Yeah, she was with us last week. Maybe she's good luck.
I don't know really what to say about tonight's game. It started off kind of crazy, and by the end of the first quarter, it was over.
Yeah, I haven't been around anything like this since I've been coaching, and I was proud of our guys. We talked to them and told them that we thought if we could hit them early and get some big plays early, that it would take them out of the ball game, and we were fortunate enough to do that. And like you say, after the first quarter, it was over.
Once again, Joel Griffin with a big kickoff return. He's fast.
Yeah, he can run. Every time Joel touches the football, he makes something happen, and we've just got to find ways to get it to him more. Coach Anderson and Coach Angel, they take care of our kickoff return, and that's the second one we've returned for a touchdown, and we've had several other big 20 or 30-yard returns, so they're doing a good job with that.
Coach, let's talk about the injuries tonight. I know Jody Atwood hurt his foot somehow, and Ian Crockett's aggravated that knee. How are they doing?
I think that Jody has just got some stretched ligaments in his foot. Dr. Kalen talked like that it wasn't anything real serious. He's going to look at it in the morning, and we'll know more then. And Crockett's knee, Crockett was able to play just fine tonight, but we were fortunate enough to be in a situation where we didn't have to play him, and rest is going to help his knee also.
Looking ahead next week to Gallatin.
Well, you know, it's going to be a big ball game for us. We've said all along that the Gallatin game was going to be big, and but for it to be big, you've got to win these, and we've done that, and we're ready for a good test next Friday night.
Coach, I'd bring up some offensive players tonight, but your first string only run like 4 or 5 plays.
Well, I was talking to one of our coaches on the sideline in the second half, and I asked him how many plays our starters ran the football on offense, and we were kind of guessing. We said 8, and some said 10, but, you know, it's just one of those things. Everything kind of went against Cookeville and went for us, and we had some big plays early, and it was just a crazy night.
Your defensive secondary once again showed out tonight, had 2 interceptions back there.
Coach G does a fantastic job with our secondary, and those guys break on the football well, and we've got some guys back there that once they catch it, they can cover some ground with it also. So they played well.
Coach, I appreciate you coming out. Morgan, thanks for being with your daddy here tonight. Be sure maybe we can talk again like this next week when we go over to Gallatin.
I hope so, John.
I've been talking with Coach Bob Dillard, the head coach of the Lebanon Blue Devils, who are now 5-1 on the season, undefeated in the Region 4 5A region of the TSSAA. The post-game show is brought to you by Steve Jones, Century 21 Macon Realty, Tim Bennett Insurance, College Street Church of Christ Youth Ministry, Greg Brothers Car Wash, and Chum's Convenience Stores. Back up to Terry for the post-game stats.
Thank you, John. Lebanon defeats Cookeville tonight 44-7. I'm Terry Stafford with the final stats. Let's take a look at the scoring recap. Lebanon scoring early and often in the first quarter. 8:58 left in the first quarter. Jeff Ramey, the Cookeville punter, fumbled out of the end zone for a safety. Lebanon led 2-0. On the ensuing free kick, Joel Griffin returns it 72 yards for a touchdown. Kyle Zachary added the extra point. 8:47 left in the first quarter. Lebanon led 9-0. With 7:10 left in the first quarter, Bo Grissom, a 5-yard touchdown run. Lebanon going 16 yards in 2 plays. Zachary with the extra point. It was 16-0. 5:01 left in the first quarter. Ron C. returns an interception 24 yards for a touchdown. Zachary adds the extra point. It's 23-0. Still in the first quarter. 4:24 left in the first quarter. Chris Stafford going 23 yards for a touchdown. Lebanon going 23 yards in only 1 play. Again, Zachary with the extra point. It's 30-0. We're still in the first quarter. 2:03. Bo Grissom, his second touchdown of the quarter. 50-yard touchdown run. Lebanon going 50 yards in 1 play. Zachary adding the extra point, and unbelievably, Lebanon led at the end of the first quarter 37-0. In the second quarter, 9:48 left in the second quarter. Chris Stafford, a 59-yard touchdown romp. Lebanon going 62 yards in 3 plays. Zachary added the extra point, and at halftime, Lebanon led 44-0. The only scoring in the second half, Cookeville scores with 3:45 left in the third quarter. Poppy Geist, a 2-yard touchdown run as Cookeville goes 72 yards in 10 plays. Anderson added the extra point, and that's how we got our final tonight, Lebanon 44, Cookeville 7. Taking a look at the final stats tonight, on the ground, Lebanon rushing 237 yards on 32 carries. Cookeville with 51 yards on 27. Passing, Lebanon for the first time in my memory did not throw a forward pass in the entire ball game. Cookeville tonight was 7 of 11 for 57 yards, no touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Total yardage in the game, Lebanon 237, Cookeville 108. First downs, Lebanon with 9, Cookeville with 7. Turnovers, Cookeville had 4, Lebanon had 1. Penalties, Lebanon was penalized 5 times for 35. Cookeville 2 for 10. Individually in the game, for Cookeville, their leading rusher, Poppy Geist, 53 yards on 12 carries, and their passing tonight, Adam Chambers, with 6 of 9, 51 yards, no touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Individually for Lebanon tonight, Bo Grissom, 3 carries, 63 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Jade Sellers, 1 carry for 11 yards. Chris Stafford's 3 carries for 84 yards and 2 touchdowns. Luke Shepard, 1 yard and 1 carry. Titus Kelly, 5 carries, 8 yards tonight. Damian C. doing a fine job backing up at fullback, 13 carries, 74 yards. Chris Cantrell, 3 carries for 1 yard. Corey Clemens, 2 carries for -6. And John Griffin, 1 carry for 1 yard.
237 yards for Lebanon on 32 carries. Passing tonight, again, Lebanon did not throw a forward pass. So taking, again, a look at the total yardage, Lebanon with 237, Cookeville with 108. Tommy, a game 44-7, and really it wasn't that close.
And Terry, it could have been worse. That's what's amazing, is it was never close. It could have been worse. Bob Dillard and the Lebanon coaching staff immediately going to the subs, and I think that shows a lot for the character of our coaching staff and what this program stands for, in that they're not going to make a mockery out of a football team that's obviously in trouble. Cookeville 0-6 on the year, 0-5 in the region. The Blue Devils improved to 5-1 overall, 4-1 in the region. And 4-0 in the region, 5-1 overall. As we head into Gallatin next week, if you can't go, be sure you tune in next week and watch us on the replay here on Lebanon Cablevision. For Terry Stafford, Sam Axley, John Bryan, I'm Tommy Bryan, wishing